Let's hear a riddle.
Have you ever seen an egg roll?
No, but I've seen an apple turnover.
Do you think you were funny, you little shit? I would end you before you even realized what was happening. Subscribe to Antknee.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling pretty nostalgic lately. So I decided to take a deep dive into my mind, swim through all my repressed thoughts and emotions, and I popped out the other end with this gem right here. Freddi Fish 5, The Case of the Creature of the Coral Cove. One of the many humongous entertainment titles, like Pajama Sam, Putt Putt. If you never heard about this game before, well, I'm probably a little bit too young, because this game came out in 2001. So without further ado, let's get into it. Freddi Fish 5, released in 2001, developed by Humongous Entertainment, along with other classics such as Putt Putt, Pajama Sam, and Spy Fox. The story is centered around, you guessed it, Freddi Fish, a junior ace detective who can't seem to mind her own business for 5 straight games, and her less than bright sidekick, Luther. I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of the art style used throughout all the Humongous games. I like all the dark colors and the fact that it almost looks like it was drawn in MS Paint. Surprisingly, almost everything in the environment has the ability to be interacted with. To be honest, I spent a lot of the time just clicking on things repeatedly like a damn buffoon just to see what would happen next. Right off the bat, you're greeted by an angry mob led by real estate development tycoon Marty Sardini.
Drive the monster out!
That's what I say. Drive the monster out!
Excuse me, I'm Freddi Fish, and this is my pal Luther. What's going on here?
I'm Marty Sardini. I developed Coral Cove Park into a beautiful attraction. But Mayor Mullen has closed it due to sea monster sightings.
Let me just pause it here for a second. Just look at this guy. Just look at his big old fish lips. With the guy with the name Marty Sardini, I mean, you can probably guess this guy can't be up to any good.
And we're not gonna let some sea monster spoil our fun, right?
Right!
He goes on to say something about the 1% of the 1% needing to stop giving their 1% to the 1%, and I just sort of tuned out. The gist of the story is that there's a sea monster terrorizing the inhabitants of the park, despite the fact that no one actually sees it until the end of the game. When Freddi and Luther try to enter the park, they're basically told to stop resisting, and if you reach in your pockets again, I'm gonna tase the shit out of you, bro. No, but we're actually told, in order to get into an active crime scene, all you need is a permission slip signed by the mayor. From this moment on, the game becomes a swimming simulator, and not really in a fun way. Playing this game at 22 years old is a completely different experience than I had when I was younger. The game is still nostalgic for me for sure. I love it for that, but goddamn is it annoying as shit to play. The only way I was actually able to finish the game without banging my head against the keyboard was the addition of using the escape key to skip scene transitions. The game features a pretty big cast of characters, which is cool, but also extremely annoying at the same time, because every single one of them are in some sort of unrelated distress that doesn't really even tie into the story. We have Gillian Barker, twin sister to the mayor, Gil Barker. We have Clyde the barber, an absolute lazy piece of shit who won't even swim like 20 feet to get his number 9 fin pick so he can finish giving the mayor his sick fade. Then we have Nick, and for some reason is referred to as very nerdy in the wiki. But personally, I think he's pretty cool.
Everything was smooth as usual until the bolt I need to hold this sign up fell into that stinging anemone.
And we certainly cannot forget Kit Craftsman.
Well, hello. My name's Kit Craftsman.
You know, I'm not 100% sure because I couldn't really find any information about this, but I have a hunch that his character is based off of Bob Ross, which is an A+ in my book. As we continue our investigation, we're met by Mr. Al B. Core, a trading card enthusiast who always seems to be up for a fair card trade, but God help you if you touch any of his cards.
I have got a don't touch policy.
The game features a few puzzles and minigames, but my personal favorite is the game based off a battleship, Battlefish. After entering the park, as you can see, we have this weird green thing. And what's this?
Those meddlesome kids are gonna ruin my grand plan.
Marty Sardini is evil? No way! You know, I could have never guessed that a guy with the name Marty Sardini would be up to no good. So we've essentially reached the climax of the game. Not to anyone's surprise, Marty Sardini is evil. This sea monster is actually a good guy. And that's really all there is to it. So my final thoughts, it's a fun game. It's a really fun game for children. You know, as a young adult, it's not the best, but it's a classic game, and I enjoy playing it nonetheless, despite the gripes that I've had with it. And I appreciate the time that Humongous Entertainment has taken to deliver us 5 games of the Freddi Fish saga. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me talk about a children's game that came out almost 20 years ago. I hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.